Whole fight,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah, just be great, man. Be sharp. Just be me. I have to have a perfect 36 minutes of my life, man, and I'll change it. So that's how I'm seeing it, man. So I'm just gotta be great, bro. That's all it is.
A lot of guys, they get shots at a vacant title or world title. Sometimes it gets a nobody against a guy not that good.
Top Rank Boxing has officially announced that Naoya the Monster Inoue will defend his undisputed junior featherweight world titles against San Antonio's Ramón Cárdenas. The fight is set for Sunday, May 4th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, marking Inoue's highly anticipated return to the United States for the first time since 2021. In a recent interview, Cárdenas opened up about what it means to share the ring with Inoue and how he's approaching this massive challenge.
All right, man. 210 Boxing TV here with Ramón Cárdenas. Ramón, the news drop. You're fighting the monster. Naoya Inoue. What is that like knowing you got the call? The fight's here. You're going to camp. We're literally at the airport right now. So what is that like knowing you're about to fight the monster?
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I'm excited, and I'm just ready to put on a show. I'm ready.
Cardenas is no stranger to hard work, but fighting Inoue, a pound-for-pound great and a multi-division world champion, is a whole different challenge. The moment he got the call, reality set in. "It's a blessing, man," Cardenas said in an interview. "I'm excited, and I'm just ready to put on a show." He wasn't just talking, he was already at the airport heading into camp, fully embracing the biggest moment of his career.
What do you see his strengths are, and what do you see as his weaknesses?
I mean, he is who he is. His strengths, he has a lot of strengths. You know, speed, his power, his IQ. Weakness, I couldn't really tell you yet. I'd say he's been dropped, but then again, and everybody, you know.
Facing a fighter like Inoue means studying every move, every weakness, and every opportunity to capitalize. But when asked about Inoue's flaws, Cardenas kept it real. "I couldn't really tell you yet," he admitted. He's been dropped, but then again, everybody in boxing has been dropped. Anybody can get dropped on a given night. That's the mindset of a fighter who isn't intimidated, just focused. He knows he has to analyze, adapt, and find the gaps during training camp.
Just explain to us what happened. You got the call. How did this come about? This fight, and this is finally finalizing everything.
Yeah, I got the call like 2 weeks ago, and then one of those things where they told me to keep it under the wraps. Don't say nothing about it. Just stay chill. And then I just told them, whatever you do, just accept the fight. You know, if they tell us they want us to accept A, B, and C, I said accept everything. It doesn't matter, just as long as the fight gets take place, and then. So everything, that's really what it was, man. I was an easy guy to work with. You know, I just wanted to fight, and I said I accept everything.
Big fights don't just happen overnight. And for Cardenas, this wasn't just another opportunity. It was the opportunity. "I got the call like 2 weeks ago," he revealed. "One of those things where they told me to keep it under wraps. Just stay chill." But there was no hesitation on his end. "Whatever you do, just accept the fight," he told his team. "Accept everything." That kind of mentality, no demands, no negotiations, just a hunger to fight, might be what sets him apart.
Because at first it came out, right, Picasso pulled out, and then the next report I saw, it said Cárdenas, MJ, and then there was another name I forgot.
Brian Mercado.
Okay, Mercado, that's right. So those are the three names mentioned, right? And then it got down to you and MJ. And then, you know, I got a call, I'm not going to say who, but I got a call, and they're like, "Hey, you know, your boy's fighting Inoue?" And I'm like, "What, Cárdenas?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No way." They're like, "Yeah." So that's when I messaged you.
Yeah.
And I know you didn't want to confirm it, but I'm like, all right. So I already know when people don't want to confirm, it's a done deal.
Originally, other names were being considered. Picasso pulled out, then there was MJ, Brian Mercado, he recalled. But when it came down to it, Cardenas got the nod. That disbelief quickly turned into determination.
This guy, what would it mean to you to pull out this victory?
Man, it means the world. It means the world, man. Just because, like you said, I'm just a kid from the South Side. You know, I grew up in the South Side, and it's one of those things where to show everybody like anything's possible, man. You know, to show the kids in San, and you have to be from the South Side, just in general, San Antonio. You know, the new kids coming up, anything's possible. As long as you really stick to what you believe in, that's all it's been for me, man. Just self-belief.
For Cardenas, this isn't just about personal glory. It's about proving something to the city that raised him. "It would mean the world, man," he said about winning. "I'm just a kid from the South Side." but his journey is a message to every aspiring fighter watching. To show everybody like anything's possible, man. Just self-belief. He always knew he'd get his shot. He just didn't know when.
Stand fight.
So for the people, right, that they think Inoue is just fighting another nobody, that he's just gonna blow you away, what's your response to that?
Just watch the fight, man. You know, watch the fight. You know, you're gonna see like, and I was telling this to somebody the other day, and she'll know who I'm talking about. Boxing has became a popularity contest. If you have 1 million followers, that automatically means you're good. I know people who have 200,000 followers and they have like multiple losses, but they post a video on Instagram that looks good, shadow boxing, and then they get a lot of viewers and follows and stuff. So boxing became a popularity contest.
Now that it's here, the pressure is real. Some critics see this as just another easy night for Inoue, expecting a quick finish. Cardenas has one response: just watch the fight. He's heard the doubters before. Boxing has become a popularity contest, he pointed out. If you have 1 million followers, that automatically means you're good. But in his eyes, the real fighters aren't the ones with the most social media clout. They're the ones who step into the ring and prove themselves.
You to pull out this victory.
I gotta be great. I gotta be great, bro. I gotta be great. That's it. I gotta be great that night. You know, just 36 minutes, and I'll change my life. So I gotta be great for 36 minutes. Man.
Sharp the whole fight,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah, just be great, man. Be sharp. Just be me. I have to have a perfect 36 minutes of my life, man, and I'll change.
Cardenas knows exactly what he has to do. I gotta be great, bro. I gotta be great. That's it, he emphasized. Against a fighter like Inoue, there's no room for error. It's just 36 minutes, and I'll change my life. Those 36 minutes in the ring could redefine his career forever.
Any kind of nervousness? What's your feeling going into this though?
No, I mean, I'm just taking it as a regular fight, man. I'm taking it as again, how can I say that the guy I'm fighting is one of the greatest? You know, because then I'll be like kissing ass, you know, and no disrespect to him.
And yet, he's not overwhelmed. There's no starstruck energy, no awe, just a fighter preparing for war. No disrespect to him, but I'm not starstruck, he said bluntly. I'm trying to beat him. I'm going in there trying to knock him out, just like he's trying to knock me out. The message is clear. This isn't just a payday or a participation trophy. Cardenas is stepping into that ring with one goal: to shock the world. Inoue, 29-0, 26 KOs, has dominated across multiple weight divisions, cementing himself as one of the greatest active fighters. With elite speed, devastating power, and near-flawless boxing IQ, he has dismantled every opponent in his path. Now he faces Cardenas, 26-1, 14 KOs, a hungry challenger riding a 14-fight win streak. For Cardenas, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. The 28-year-old has spent years grinding his way through the ranks, and now he gets his shot at the most feared man in boxing. For years, Inoue has been destroying opponents in Japan with his speed, accuracy, and knockout power. His wins in the World Boxing Super Series and his brutal knockout of Stephen Fulton only added to his reputation. Hardcore boxing fans already know how good he is, but for many in the US, he's still a mystery. Now he has the chance to introduce himself to a whole new audience in the most exciting way possible. Fighting in America isn't just about winning, it's about making a statement. Boxing fans in the US expect greatness, and Inoue knows this. A big win here will prove that he's not just a champion in Japan, but a worldwide boxing superstar. He's stepping onto one of the biggest stages in the sport, and all eyes will be on him. Now let's talk about his opponent, Ramón Cárdenas. He may not be a big name like Inoue, but he's not here to lose. Cardenas is a tough, determined fighter who sees this as the biggest opportunity of his career. If he wins, he becomes a star overnight. Cardenas from Texas has a strong, aggressive style. He's skilled, experienced, and fighting on home turf, which could give him a boost. But the big question is, can he handle Inoue's power? Few fighters have survived the monster's punches, and if Cardenas can't keep up, this fight could end quickly.
He's not fighting the people he needs to fight. You know, the WBA already had told him that he needed to fight MJ, and you know, MJ, good thing, you know, me and MJ are training partners, you know. He's number 1, I'm number 2 in the WBA, so if you're not going to give MJ the chance, you got to give me the chance. Because, you know, it is what it is. It's rules. You know, you can't keep like. Oh, again, I'm not going to say ducking, but maneuvering your way to fight everybody but the guy you need to fight, which is MJ. So I don't know, man. I think he needs to either vacate the title or fight MJ, like, you know. But or give me the shot. You know, just give me the shot.
And it looks like Cardenas finally got his wish. For months, he had been calling for a shot at Inoue, frustrated that the WBA wasn't enforcing mandatory fights. He's not fighting the people he needs to fight, Cardenas said, expressing his frustration over Inoue's choice of opponents. He believed that either his training partner Murodjon Akhmadaliev, who was ranked number 1, or himself ranked number 2, deserved the title shot. If you're not going to give MJ the chance, you got to give me the chance, he argued. Cardenas felt that Inoue was avoiding the toughest matchups. I'm not gonna say ducking, but maneuvering your way to fight everybody but the people you need to fight, he said. Now his persistence has paid off. He's stepping into the ring against one of the most feared fighters in the world, and this is his moment to prove that he belongs at the top.
He's a great finisher. I think he's the best finisher in boxing. He's Joe Louis, he's Mike Tyson, he's Jack Dempsey. 3 of the greatest finishers in the history of the sport.
Whereas Naoya Inoue isn't just a champion, he's a finisher of the highest order. Legendary trainer and boxing analyst Teddy Atlas didn't hold back when describing Inoue's ability to close the show. He's a great finisher. I think he's the best finisher in boxing, Atlas said. To put it into perspective, Atlas compared Inoue to some of the most ruthless knockout artists the sport has ever seen. He's Joe Louis, he's Mike Tyson, he's Jack Dempsey, 3 of the greatest finishers in the history of the sport. He's all of them. That's the kind of company Inoue keeps when it comes to putting opponents away. What makes Inoue so dangerous is that once he hurts his opponent, he doesn't let them off the hook. His power, speed, and precision allow him to swarm his opponents with devastating combinations, leaving them no chance to recover. Fighters like Lewis, Tyson, and Dempsey were known for their killer instinct, and Inoue carries that same aura. The moment he smells blood, it's only a matter of time before the fight is over. For Cardenas, that's the biggest challenge, surviving once Inoue goes in for the kill. Many have tried, but very few have lasted.
Who would you say are the top 4 in boxing right now, skill-wise?
I think Inoue, Crawford, Germonta. It's a lot of fighters. I don't wanna be disrespect with other fighters and not mention there, because it's a lot of fighters, good fighters out there.
Following Atlas's discussion about Naoya Inoue's future in higher weight classes, boxing legend Canelo Alvarez was asked to name the top 4 fighters in the sport based purely on skill. While he hesitated to be too definitive, he did name Inoue, Terrence Crawford, and Gervonta Davis, acknowledging their technical brilliance and dominance in the ring. Canelo was careful with his response, making sure not to discredit other fighters. There's a lot of fighters. I don't want to be disrespectful to other fighters and not mention them because there are a lot of good fighters out there, he explained. His reluctance to narrow it down to just 4 names highlights how deep boxing's talent pool is right now. However, the fact that he specifically mentioned Inoue, Crawford, and Davis speaks volumes. These are fighters who have shown exceptional skills, adaptability, and dominance in their respective weight classes. Canelo's mention of Inoue in the same breath as Crawford and Davis further cemented the monster's status as one of the most respected and feared fighters across divisions.
This guy is good. That's like his like his placements and everything.
What's on him?
He is good.
Who's that?
Inoue. Yeah, he's fighting this weekend.
He is good. I'm gonna watch him. That's what.
And speaking of Gervonta, it turns out he's also a fan of Naoya Inoue. While watching footage of Inoue, Davis couldn't help but admire his skills, saying, "This guy's good. His placements and everything, he is good." Then, when someone asks who he's watching, Tank doesn't hesitate. "Who's that?" "Inoue," he says, recognizing him instantly. And as if to emphasize just how much he respects the Japanese superstar, he adds, "He is good. I'm a watch." It's not often that fighters from different weight classes acknowledge each other, but Inoue's precision, timing, and shot placement clearly caught Davis's attention. Even though they'll never share the ring, the mutual respect between two of boxing's most dangerous finishers speaks volumes. It's no surprise that Inoue keeps getting recognition from top names in the sport, and with his fight against Ramón Cárdenas coming up, fans are eager to see if he'll once again prove why he's one of the best in the world. Naoya Inoue has built a reputation as one of the most dangerous finishers in boxing history. His knockout power, precision, and relentless pressure inside the ring have left many of his opponents unable to see the final bell. However, not everyone is completely sold on the hype surrounding the monster, including Floyd Mayweather.
The kid from Japan, Inoue. So when you see, he got the victory over Cool Boy still. You know, Inoue. It was a Filipino fighter. He had fought twice. Donaire. So Donaire was giving him fits in the first fight. And if I'm not mistaken, Donaire was somewhere close to 40 or 40 years old when he fought him the first time. Whereas, and he was in his 20s. So he should have knocked him out in the first fight. Fighting a guy, you know, like I said before, you know, at that age. What I need Inoue to do is...
In an interview, Mayweather acknowledged Inoue's talent, but raised questions about the level of competition he has faced so far. The kid from Japan, Mayweather began recognizing Inoue's skills, but also pointing out a key factor in his rise to the top. So when you see he got the victory over Cool Boy, Steph Fulton, still, he's not a heavy puncher, good boxer, but far as, you know. He trailed off, implying that while Inoue's win over Fulton was impressive, it didn't necessarily prove how he would fare against a truly elite power puncher, someone capable of testing him in ways he hasn't yet experienced inside the ring. Mayweather then brought up Nonito Donaire, the Filipino legend who pushed Inoue to the limit in their first fight. At the time, Donaire was well into his late 30s, yet he still gave Inoue one of the toughest battles of his career. Donaire was giving him fits in the first fight, Mayweather pointed out. He also noted that the significant age gap between the two fighters should have made the fight less competitive. Whereas Inoue was in his 20s, so he should have knocked him out in the first fight. Instead, it turned into an all-out war, forcing Inoue to dig deep for a hard-fought decision victory.
Fighting a guy, you know, like I said before, you know, at that age. What I need Inoue to do is, I need him to come fight in the U.S., random blood and urine testing. I think he's a hell of a fighter. A hell of a fighter. I won't take nothing away from him. Hell of a fighter. And I like him because I see he take a lot of my stuff from my playbook.
Beyond questioning Inoue's level of opposition, Mayweather issued a challenge that many boxing fans have echoed for years. Prove yourself on the biggest stage in the sport. What I need Inoue to do is come fight in the US, Mayweather stated, emphasizing that stepping into the ring in the United States would be the ultimate test for Inoue. After years of dominating in Japan and building his legacy in his home country, Inoue is finally answering that call. His upcoming fight in the US is more than just another title defense. It's a stage where legends are made, and Inoue is stepping onto it with the confidence of a man ready to silence any remaining doubts. That being said, despite his critiques, Mayweather didn't completely dismiss Inoue's abilities. In fact, he acknowledged the undeniable talent that has made Inoue a force to be reckoned with. "I think he's a hell of a fighter," Mayweather admitted. "I won't take that away from him, and I like him because I see he'd take a lot of my stuff from my playbook." Coming from one of the greatest defensive geniuses in boxing history, that kind of praise means something. Mayweather might still have his doubts, but even he can't ignore the skills, fight IQ, and knockout power that have made the monster a nightmare in multiple divisions. But now, it's a whole different ballgame. Fighting in Japan is one thing, dominating in the US is another. Can Inoue prove he's not just a star, but a global superstar? Can he shut down the critics and show Mayweather he belongs among the all-time greats? And with Ramón standing in his way, this won't be easy. Will Inoue rise to the occasion, or will Ramón shock the world? Drop your predictions in the comments below.